Andy Hamilton of Track Wrestling here at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Dan Gable Museum with new Battle of Waterloo Hall of Famer Joe Gibbons. Joe, I guess first of all, what does this honor mean to you to be included in this class?
Well, it means a lot. I was born in Waterloo, and my dad went to East Waterloo High School, and I got a chance to wrestle up here in the late 70s for Coach Dennis Getz at Waterloo Columbus, and it was a great time to be living in Waterloo. They care a lot about their wrestling programs at the high school level, and the competition was great, you know, with Bob Siddons and Don Huff over at West, Keith Young and Gene Doyle at Cedar Falls, and Coach Sadler at East Waterloo, and Gene Luttrell at Central Waterloo when they were around. And then you had Coach Mashik at Don Bosco, and then up the road you had Jim Miller at Charles City, so you couldn't have had a better group of coaches. Great group of wrestlers, and it was fun to be in the mix trying to win state championships.
You were the first wrestler in Iowa history to win 4 state titles at the 3A level. How big of a deal was that at the time?
You know, I always looked up to guys like Jeff Kerber, who was ahead of me, and we were friends and workout partners and went to camps together. And I didn't really think about it until we moved to Waterloo, and of course, Mike Allen just approached me a little bit ago, and he thought there was some illegal recruiting with Waterloo Columbus because we lived in the East Waterloo School District. Our house was closest to Don Bosco, which you could wrestle as a freshman, and then again we could open and roll into Columbus. We were Catholic, so we decided to go to Columbus and try to be the first guy to win 3A, 4 times.
You go on to Iowa State, you go 25-2 as a true freshman, finished 4th at the NCAA championships. People weren't doing that, jumping from high school to college and having immediate success as much maybe then as they are now. What enabled you to make that adjustment so quickly at the college level?
Well, I had the benefit of 2 older brothers that wrestled. It helped me in high school set goals. And of course, Jim had just won the national title at Iowa State with Nate Carr. I grew up watching Iowa State wrestle, and even when Gable was there. I just been around a lot of college programs, and when I was at Waterloo Columbus, we got to see Coach Patton coach teams at UNI. They were having great success. You pay attention to what's going on in Iowa City, so a lot of that, when I got to college, I knew exactly what I needed to do to be successful, and that helped out a lot.
So you go 4th, and then what, red shirt because you had an injury?
Yeah.
4th again?
Yeah.
And then you won it in 3rd as a senior?
That's correct.
Okay. You're after you graduated, you move on and you coached with your brother, right? You were a volunteer assistant at Iowa State for a while?
Yeah, I coached for 6 years with Jim, and I continued my education in business. I got a master's degree. Then I stuck around and wrestled some more internationally, and involved with some programs like you've heard of Foxcatcher, and we spent a lot of time around Dave Schultz and Coach Jim Humphreys, and out there in Philadelphia. But as coaching with Jim at Iowa State, we were able to win a national title as a team, and so I wrestled a little bit longer.
Always in the hunt for a national championship during your career there. What was it like to get to the top?
It takes a lot of good fortune. I mean, it is hard work, and that all counts, but you got to have good health, good timing. I believe if I look back at all my years of wrestling, I think I had a shot at winning it at least 3 times, and I was able to pull off one. I'm happy that happened. I wrestled in a great era, the 80s, and so I'm very happy with how things ended up.
What was the most memorable scrap from college?
Gosh, you always, because Iowa set the gold standard. They were the team to beat. And so every time I got a chance to wrestle in Carver Arena, we even actually my freshman we wrestled in the old what was the old gymnasium?
The field house.
The field house. I wrestled Trezino there, and I wrestled guys like Jeff Kerber and a lot of Kevin Dresser matches in Hilton or Carver. And anytime you're wrestling in front of those big capacity crowds, your own state, I mean, it was a lot of fun. People cared about it, and you wanted to do your best.
How about the scraps in the living room, the Gibbons home?
I did a lot of crying growing up. I had 2 older brothers that could whoop me on any given night. And then I had a little brother that when I put my hand on him, I found out how tough Mom was. So I couldn't win a match growing up. But I will say this, I ended up with the most state championships, so something worked out.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.